I have been selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm Simi and Zan Azli. As usual, every week we watch a local film and we review it. And this week we're watching a local film and we're reviewing it. And it's called
The Experts.
The Experts. Okay, so we watched the film, The Experts. That's for sure. Now, what's it about?
Okay, so it's kind of like a heist film, but kind of also not like a heist film. It's basically about these siblings that run these heists, led by Aaron Aziz, Along. So they all have like no, well, okay, Shafiqal has a name. I was gonna say they all have no names, but basically there's an Along, an Anga, and then Ami, who's played by
Emma.
Renisha, and then Emma and.
So they all have names except for Aaron Aziz.
No, and Anga. Anga has no name.
Anga is the fat guy. Yeah.
And then and then Shafiqal is Kirul. So so they're basically this family that like pull off like heists lah. And then fast forward 10 years later, suddenly Kirul is out of prison, and then he gets himself into like some trouble, and then they have to pull off another heist. Basically that's the show. I don't want to tell you more because what do we think of the film?
Oh, I thought it was so boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's you know how Police Evo, when Police Evo first came out, it was 100% copycat of like Bad Boys. They were trying to do the buddy cop genre, and then they made 100% copy. But although it was a copy, it was like a complete copy, but they did it well. Directed well, script was good, editing was good, action scenes were all great. And then when they came out with the second part and then the third part, they kind of like, they became better lah, they made it their own, you know?
The second one lah, the third one can get lah.
So this one, obviously it's an obvious copy. They wanted to make a heist movie. All the Ocean 11s and the...
Kind of Fast and Furious-ish also.
Yeah. And they tried to make a copy, but they didn't do it well lah. There were scenes, there were parts that were okay and funny. Right, I think the character dynamics between the siblings and all that, and there's something there, not great, but there's something there, you know. And like I said, there are scenes where it's funny and cut well and all that, but overall it was still like tak jadi for me, you know. Now, do I think that the film is horrible? No, it's not a horrible film. It's just a bad copy, a mediocre copy lah, you know, a mediocre copy. I don't know what else to say actually. After this, you can talk, you can say, I'm like kind of done. You know, sometimes whenever I go and watch when I watch a Thai movie that's trying to make a Hollywood genre film, you know, a Thai movie that's trying to copy a Hollywood genre, or an Indonesian movie that's trying to copy a Hollywood genre, or even an Indian movie that's trying to copy a Hollywood genre, right? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's like watching a bad Hollywood movie in a different language. I feel like that when I'm watching this film. Right? Overall.
I actually quite enjoyed the film.
But you know, if you
you're
took
not
like certain scenes, certain parts, like you know the part where they wanted to go steal the thing that they were supposed to steal, right? And then the fingerprint, there was something wrong with the fingerprint. It was like the wrong fingerprint, and then they had to go and get the fingerprint again. That whole sequence, that whole scene, like, why suddenly this one was good? Like, jadi lah the cuts, the reaction, the timing of the acting and all that, right? Jadi. But like that lah, it's just very very small bits that suddenly jadi, but overall put together tak jadi. You know, the overall story tak jadi, and like that. Now I want to talk more like, because it's not even a local thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a Malaysian movie, but because it's trying to make a Hollywood genre, trying to copy a Hollywood genre, you don't see any Malaysianness in the film also. You know, there's no Malaysianness in the film. Yeah, so it felt out of place also lah, to me.
Okay, I completely disagree. I really enjoyed the film. Maybe because I walked into it already knowing that it was going to be a mainstream film, because it's made by Astro Shaw. What were you expecting?
No, it's not mainstream. That's the thing I'm saying. It was an amateur attempt.
But it's a copy of a mainstream type genre, like a heist film. So like, you kind of already expect it to be like that lah, with the genericness and whatever.
There's no genericness though. Okay, go on. But okay.
It was generic. I thought it was very generic. This whole like, there's a tech guy and then there's the leader and the whatever. It was so like...
Yeah, but my problem is not with the generic part. Yeah.
Okay, so do I get to finish my review, or
you can.
Or are you just gonna continue to tell me 500 ways in which you think it's a bad film?
No, you can talk, but don't lie like as if you're countering me like that.
But I am countering you because I have a completely
mentioned...
different opinion.
Yes.
So would you like me to
No, because you said I have to expect that it's generic. I have no issues with the genericness.
Well, I expected that it was going to be generic, and when I say you, I didn't mean you. I mean just people in general lah.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't think that the film was not Malaysian, because I thought that the whole fingerprint thing, for example, was very Malaysian. It's so Malaysian for people to like screw up and then have to like fix it. It was really quite a Malaysian problem. I don't know, the rest of it with the whole like gangster society thing, and then the drugs thing was just normal lah. It was very normal, but I liked the whole concept of having these like 5 siblings, and then I thought the dynamics between the siblings were actually okay, but it didn't really jadi because not all of the characters were fully developed. Like Remy Ishak's character, who is he?
Remy Ishak? Oh, that's Remy Ishak?
Yeah!
Oh, I thought it was like some new actor.
No, like, what is Remy Ishak's character in this film, and like, who is he in the only people that really had any chemistry it's everybody that interacts with Shafiq Khal's character, Kirul. So it's only Aaron Aziz, Along, and Shafiq Kal, and then the sister, Emma, his twin, and Shafiq Kal. But other than that, the Anga and Remy Ishak's character are not developed because they don't really interact with Shafiq Kal. So macam, it could have used a little bit more wholesome character development, I felt. But I thought the whole concept of like this whole family running the heist thing was quite nice, because it wasn't like a Fast and Furious thing where there are all this ragtag team of people that come together and then, oh, we're family, yes, fuck that. Or even like Ocean's 11 is also like that. So I thought them actually being like siblings and then going and committing crime together was quite cool. But it could have used a little bit more dynamics between the different siblings, not just so focused on Along and Kerol. which was what they were kind of doing. But I mean, I get that the film kind of centers around that tension, but it didn't really need to be just focused on that tension lah. You can develop all the secondary characters as well. And then like the film is also so clearly built around this bromance, you know, like at the end, you know, there's that whole resolution of the bromance. But like, if you wanted to do that, then why did you have these other siblings? You know, it just didn't. Just wasn't tight enough lah. Wasn't thought through enough in that sense. But I thought the storyline was actually quite interesting. At first, I thought it was going to be just a typical heist film where, you know, they pull off the heist and then there's a conflict in between. But then at the last maybe 20 minutes of the film were actually very interesting. I want to say unexpected, but it's not really very unexpected. But
generic, yeah.
it was quite interesting lah. I was at least engaged lah with it. So I enjoyed the film. Yeah, it was in spite of its flaws, still quite an enjoyable film for mass consumption lah.
Yeah, it's very mainstream.
Yeah.
I don't disagree that it's very mainstream, but bad mainstream lah, like Bad Boys lah, you know. There were also like things in it that like a little bit too like tacky copy, like very tackiness. The copying is like so tacky, like the Mission Impossible thing, the Tom Cruise thing. Oh, it's so tacky. It's like, oh yeah, and it wasn't even like satire or trying to poke fun of that scene, you know. If it was, then okay lah, but it's been overdone lah, you know what I mean? So I thought, would you tell people to watch it?
Yeah, I would tell people to watch it.
I think it's a waste of time.
I think considering the kind of films that have come out this year, this is actually one of the better ones, and I think the masses would actually enjoy the film. So yeah, I would definitely ask people to watch it.
If you like Police Evo, I don't think you will like this film. What? Because they did it so well. Astro Shaw copied well already Hollywood genre movies.
You didn't like Police Evo, you said.
Huh?
You only like Police Evo 2.
No, you can go back and see Police Evo 1. I gave it raving reviews.
Okay.
I will link it here.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good copy. But if they had... Joel So is the one that did Police Evo 1.
I don't know.
The name is familiar. Yeah, so because it was like, I remember when Police Evo came out, they had like this team of like expert writers, you know, to write the storyline and all that. What do you think about the title though? Why the experts? That was another thing that threw me off. Why the experts?
Oh, because they're supposed to be experts at committing heists.
And that's why they screwed up with
They say it so many times in the film.
Another thing that was a little bit like disconnected for me was that he was a little kid helping his father do something, and then he got caught and put into prison. Right? Then 10 years later he gets released. So when was that? When was he ever like part of the heist team with the siblings?
He committed the heist before that one, the one where they stole the gold. He was in that heist also.
As a kid, no?
Yeah lah, so he's basically like a progeny. Anyway, I thought it was fine. I would tell you to watch it. Maybe you should go watch it and let us know
what you think.
Which side of the fence you're on.
If you think we should get a divorce after this
Yeah, because clearly we don't like the same films anymore. So what is the point of our marriage anyway?
Okay, so yeah, let us know what you think. Like this video, don't like this video, subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Bidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. You've been watching and listening to the Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shirley Bustawan.